Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming back again. Well, tonight we're going to talk about nutrition and pregnancy. And I was just looking at my nutrition for today. Not really good. I had for breakfast, I had some leftover Mission barbecue from when I went to the concert last night. So that was protein. That was okay. I had a protein drink that gave you about 20 grams of protein. And then my sweet tooth took over. I had key lime pie. That's 4 grams of protein and 330 calories. And I think, oh my gosh, lots of carbs. And then along with that, went to the Amish market. They've got fantastic fruits, vegetables, and they also have homemade baked goods. Of course, I bought some cookies that are homemade. They're not as sweet, but still. So when I looked at my life for today, I did go to the gym. I went to the gym today. That I did do. I promised myself I was going to go to the gym. However, when I looked at my overall protein intake for the day, it wasn't even 30 grams of protein. I had a lot of fat from the key lime pie. Lots of carbs from the key lime pie. So that wasn't so hot. So as I'm talking to you guys about nutrition, I also needed to work on that for my own self. So what we want to talk about tonight is nutrition and pregnancy. We talked a little bit last night in terms of weight gain and what should be happening in your pregnancy. The overall weight gain is going to be based upon your BMI calculation. Did you do your BMI calculation? I did mine. I am in the obese range. And if I lose 5 pounds, I can get out of the obese range into overweight, which means I still need to work on this. And then my goal, of course, is to be able to get down to normal weight. So this is where I am. In pregnancy, it's recommended that you are not gaining any weight in the first 3 months of your pregnancy, that you have no increase in your calorie intake. Last night, we talked about having about 500 calories per week. I'm sorry, 500 calories a day, because it's 3,500 calories for the entire week. However, when I look at the Institute of Medicine, they have the recommendations. The recommendations are then in your second trimester that you have only additional 340 calories a day. That is going to be equal to 1 glass of skim milk and probably a sandwich, depending on how you make the sandwich and the type of bread that you use. The third trimester, it's recommended 450 calories more per day. Again, all of this is dependent upon what is your starting BMI. I want to strongly suggest I'm not the expert in nutrition. I can help with nutrition and help guide, but for a real expert in nutrition, I would recommend working with a dietitian. Dietitians can be reimbursed by your insurance company. The other thing to think about in nutrition is, what do you need in regard to protein? What do you need in regard to all the micronutrients? I had a presentation, however, it's not working. So I guess I need to do this without a presentation. But there are important micronutrients that you need to have during pregnancy. Can you guess what they are? Any ideas? Any wild guesses? Iron is one. We know that you can have anemia during pregnancy just because of the changes in your body. So iron is important. Iron carries oxygen throughout your body. Calcium is another. Why is that? I'm sure you guessed, because your baby's bones are growing. Calcium is very important. You know, babies will take calcium from mom. They're going to take what they need. And then you will be left with the calcium deficiency. Magnesium is to help you so that you don't have leg cramps. Other things selenium, choline, one that's recommended to begin making sure you're taking in prior to becoming pregnant is folic acid. Folic acid helps to prevent what's called neural tube defects. Have you ever heard of babies or children that had water on the brain? Well, water on the brain is one example of a neural tube defect, meaning that somewhere the spine did not close totally, and then you have some outpouching of what can be the sac of the spinal cord or sometimes the spinal cord itself. So that is why folic acid is so very important. Also talk about DHA and choline. So prior to pregnancy is a great time to begin taking multivitamins. And it's important that you take good quality multivitamins. Feel free to contact me. I can give you some suggestions for high quality multivitamins that you are able to take. The other is protein. You want to make sure that you're getting enough protein. It will be anywhere from 40 grams up to close to 70 and 80 grams a day. I'm way below that if I look at what I've done today. Trying to think. Let me cheat for a second. Zinc, that's another. There's the whole thing. I will put in the description a link to the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, their recommendations for nutrients that you need to take into your diet each day. So the takeaway from this is that you want to be able to calculate your BMI. Based upon your BMI will determine how much weight you should be gaining throughout your pregnancy. That the first trimester, you will not have any weight gain. The second trimester, we're talking about probably 1 to 2 pounds maximum per week, not even 2 pounds per week. Again, work with a dietitian who can help guide you with your nutritional goals for the pregnancy. Third trimester, you would probably be having approximately 340 calories per day, up to 450 calories a day in the second and third trimesters. How can all this be worked out? Well, when you go for your preconception visit, you will have your baseline weight, your BMI, your blood pressure. You will also have lab work done, so you will know where your iron count is. Begin taking your multivitamins. Generally during pregnancy, again, that's going to be checked on the first visit. Sometimes you'll be asked to give a diet recall to look at what have you had to eat in the last 24 hours. That diet recall will help to give some ideas to what you're eating. Like I wrote down what I ate today. I'm like, oh my, I need to make some changes. Even if you write down what you eat, you can identify areas that you know you're going to need to make some changes. Your weight will be monitored throughout your pregnancy, and probably at different times throughout the pregnancy, you're going to be asked to do a diet recall and sometimes a 3 diet to go home and take a look at what you're eating over 3 days and maybe even for a week, depending on your weight. So these are some tips in regard to nutrition and weight gain during pregnancy. You want to make sure that you begin taking a high quality vitamin. Think also of exercise. Exercise throughout your pregnancy. And that can be, if you're not walking, out and walking, going. If you have the money for a gym, you can go to the gym, but we don't have to pay for exercise. We can do exercise within our home. We can go out and walk. And you can exercise safely throughout your pregnancy. So this is the information in regard to nutrition during pregnancy. Again, feel free to reach out to a dietitian to help you reach the optimum weight gain that you want to have prior to starting your pregnancy, and also to be contacting them throughout your pregnancy. So that's what we have for tonight. If you have any questions that you want to send to me, please feel free to do so. My email is in the description. You should also, if you have concerns about quality vitamins, I've done a comparison of vitamins that are available. I'm happy to be able to provide that to you as well. So thanks again. I too have to work on my diet. So it's a constant struggle for me, but I'm going to continue with it. I'm not going to let it get me. All right. Talk with you later. And thanks so much for your time. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.